Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast with me, Josh, as your host this week. It's your chance to sit back, get yourself comfortable, and we bring you up to date on this week's football. So we talk news, Dave gets his brain changed in a Finnish quiz.
Hang on, I get my brain changed or challenged?
Yes, changed.
Changed,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We review the weekend's Premier League football, and then finally Dave has the honour of guessing this week's Wikifile. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy, drop us a like and subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Spotify so you don't miss out. We're here almost every Sunday morning. But now over to my co-host, all the way in Singapore, Mr. David Nichols. How are you, Dave?
I'm very well, actually. Thank you. I'm doing good. I've been out by the pool today. I've been enjoying a bit of sun.
I saw, you actually tweeted for once, and you even put it on Instagram that you were lounging in a pool. And I was like, at that time, I was lying in bed, and we were having thunderstorms here in Kent. So I felt like it was the same. You often talk about the tropical weather you experienced there. I felt like maybe we were in the same place, but
exactly.
I was not in a pool.
So yeah, no, I'm very well actually. Yeah, I'm very well. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good.
How often do you go to the pool, Dave? What's your pool usage?
Not as often as I probably should. It's one of those things you get very blasé about very quickly. So you get like when we first moved into this condo complex, we were like, oh my god, there's 2 swimming pools. We're going to be there all the time, and then you probably are for the first 3 months, and then you're sort of like, oh, we could go to the pool, or I think there's a few too many kids in there. We'll go a bit later, or like, oh, I'll go to the pool, but yeah, it's really hot. Like we'll stay in the air conditioning, but no, we do use it a fair amount. Yeah, we do go a fair amount.
I'm going swimming later. I'm going to the local Folkestone Sports Centre for a swim. So we are basically living the same life. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is the same life. There's nothing there. So, but yes, no. So I'm good. How about you? How are you?
Pretty good. Getting second dosage of vaccine today, so I'm going to be completely immortal.
Yeah.
So that's
invincible.
Yeah. AstraZeneca second dose, whilst they're also announcing they're going to avoid jabbing under 40s. Me being a 35-year-old man, no, I'm not scared at all.
No.
I'm scared.
You'll be fine. Yeah. You'll be fine.
I do have a phobia of needles, which doesn't help, but
just look away.
It's drive-through, so it's much easier. It's just I get driven there, roll the sleeve up, drive off.
I can't get my head around that.
It's good. I love it.
Can I have one jab and side of fries, please?
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's not at McDonald's. It's a different place. But
okay. Well, congratulations on getting your second jab today.
Thank you. Yeah. Get jabbed, people. But it's been a week of football. A week of success in the Manchester area. Lack of success in London. So let's talk European football.
Yes.
We have an almost all-English Champions League and Europa League final. So we have Man City versus Chelsea in the Champions League. How do you feel about that? Are you looking forward to an all-English final?
Yeah, I am. I think I am. I think it's going to be good. I'm quite excited. It could be as well an all-English final held in Villa Park.
There are rumours. I thought when it was first announced, a friend of ours said, "Oh, they're going to move it." I was like, "Well, it's all set in place. There's going to be lots of Turkish people who are really happy to see it in Turkey, and why, don't bother. I mean, how many fans are actually going to get to go?" But I can understand both ways of it. But yeah, maybe. Also, even Spurs Stadium rumour, because basically, whenever Daniel Levy hears an event, he goes, "I've got someone to host it. You can come around mine." No, that's right, thanks. Yeah. But that would be a bitter pill to swallow. Chelsea winning the Champions League potentially at our stadium, that wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think Villa Park is better though because it's all neutral, isn't it? It's in the middle.
Oh, it's always for those younger listeners. It used to be the FA Cup semi-final.
Home of the semi-final.
Isn't that where Ryan Giggs scored his?
It is
less wondrous goal.
Yeah, top off and woo. Yeah. It is where he scored that. Yeah, in the FA Cup against Arsenal. Yeah. How do I feel about an all-English final? Yeah, I'm surprised. First off, I thought obviously Man City I think would get through, but Chelsea I thought Real Madrid would put up a bit more of a fight. But they
put up the least amount of fight. They rolled over and let them scratch their belly. It was pretty pathetic from Real Madrid overall. They just looked really off the pace. They looked really. Well, it's an ageing side anyway.
They had a number of injuries as well, I think, from Madrid, didn't they?
Yeah. The defence was, Ramos was kind of just just coming back and not really functioning, and Nacho was in there, which wasn't helpful. He doesn't need to be in the side.
Yeah.
Varane, well, it was this time last year, wasn't it? Varane made some mistakes, and was it against Man City, and just absolutely
destroyed the rest of his season, didn't it? As well, he got dropped. Yeah.
I personally don't like all English finals. I see that. I mean, we literally saw a game. It's not going to be the same, obviously, but I like to see different matchups. Like Chelsea versus Real Madrid was nice because we don't see that that often.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is it just me, or are they getting more common? Like all
English well, we had all English.
No, all country final. Like, because we've had Borussia Dortmund, Bayern a couple of times, I think, in our generation. We've had plenty of all English finals. We've had Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. We've had, must be an Italian one in there.
Real Madrid, Valencia.
Real Madrid, Valencia. There must be
and Juve.
AC Juve, that's what I was thinking of, yeah. Oh, is it just that I'm actually forgetting all the ones that aren't?
Yeah, you probably but it's more easy to remember when the match is up rather than not matching.
True.
Obviously, we had Arsenal, Chelsea in the Europa League a few years back, and now we have Man United and Villarreal in the final. Arsenal did not managed to score a goal at home against Villarreal. No,
they were dreadful as well. And it seems to be the straw that's broke the camel's back for a lot of fans as well. My Arsenal supporting friends, Kyle, I don't know if he's listening today, but he texted and he was like, he's got to go. He's got to go.
I have been mentioning it, obviously a somewhat biased opinion, but I have been mentioning that Arteta seems to have been getting away with it, really, but it's the lack of... So Spurs' season obviously is nothing to write home about, but there seem to have been some highs and some lows. In Arsenal's season, it just seems to have been meh. Just like they've never really challenged. Like, they got through to the semi-final, but it's just with nothing that... From an outside looking in, it hasn't seemed exciting at all. I mean, their goals at home is something ridiculous, like 19 goals in 17 home games.
Yeah.
It never seemed like they've really clicked and set the world alight, and therefore I think... It's just been. I don't understand what he's added.
They've had injury problems. They have had injury problems, quite a lot of them, and they've all come at They've been quite compacted in when they've happened. Like they've had Tierney starting left back, Aubameyang starting striker or right winger. Lacazette was injured for a while. They've had midfielders out for a while. Then they got. I can't even remember who the backup. Kolasinac has left, and then they had a backup left back get injured, so Xhaka had to play at left back, and it was like they have had injury problems, but it's just a bit... Arsenal this season, have seemed to always factor in on something, and it's always been, we're going for the league, and then the league tumbled away, we're going for the FA Cup, and then the FA Cup tumbled away, then we're going for the Europa League, and it's like there was never a cohesive thought about the whole season, it seemed, and that can only fall with Arteta, and I just feel like it was so rubbish in that semi-final. It was they created a number of chances, but none of them are any good, really. They're all quite savable. They're all quite easy. The bit
that kind of makes me question Arteta is he comes out and goes, we should have won. If that shot from Aubameyang hits the post, goes in, we'd have won. It's like, right, yeah, if that shot had gone in, but what about like the 7-8 shots that Villarreal had?
Yeah.
It could have gone in as well, and it could have been 8-0. Is that how it works, Arteta? No.
I'm going to flash your memory back to podcast when Lampard was in charge of Chelsea, and we said it was the dream. Lampard's arguments in press conference was always, if we hadn't have hit the post, or if that had gone in, or if we had made that save. Well, that didn't happen. So no. you can't go into a press conference and say that. And I think Arteta's... It's a really tough one because you don't want, with everything that's happening in English football at the moment, you don't want Arsenal fans to start drifting away from wanting the Kroenkes out to wanting Arteta out.
It's kind of like when the government, or like how Donald Trump was in charge and he was just such an absolute sideshow that it detracted people from the actual bad stuff happening behind the scenes that you actually want people to focus on. Yeah,
exactly. So
are you quaking in your boots now that you're facing Villarreal, or you think it's a tougher opposition than Arsenal? I'd say.
I think I would have preferred Arsenal because I think I would be more confident about beating Arsenal. I'd be very confident about beating Arsenal, but I'm pretty confident we'll beat Villarreal because we're playing quite well, and we've got 3 games in hand, I think, on third and fourth place in the table, and if we win 2 of those, or
points on the board.
points, yeah,
points
I
on the
know,
board,
I
the
know.
games in hand.
But even if we lose those games, we're still ahead of them. So technically, we have the points on the
Yeah,
board.
I literally hadn't even given United a second thought in the league. I don't think.
I'm confident. I'm confident about the Europa League now. I think and the worry is that we should win it, and that could be complacent.
Yeah, obviously there's the Unai Emery difference there. The man is the Europa League.
He is, isn't he? Europa League king. Sevilla twice.
3 times with Sevilla.
3 times with Sevilla. Valencia.
Final with Arsenal. Final with Villarreal.
Yeah, this year. Didn't he win it with Valencia as well before? He was definitely Valencia manager, and I think he won it with...
I don't recall any... Because obviously he was PSG manager as well, but...
Oh, yeah. Maybe I might be getting confused. But yeah. So it's going to be tough against
So what's your call then? Your prediction for the winners?
Man United. Yeah.
And in the Champions League?
I want Chelsea, but
You want? Oh, okay, yeah. I want Man City.
Surely you can understand why I want Chelsea to win it.
Yeah. Man City are actually my prediction. So obviously, if I get that, you buy me a new golf club, which is I can't remember.
Hang on,
those.
but I think my prediction for the Europa League was Man United.
Was it?
I think.
All right. If we get right, we both get new golf clubs. There we go.
All right. No, I can't remember who I predicted. I know I predicted Bayern Munich for the Champions League. Can't remember who I said for the Europa League, but I feel like
it'll be a matter of seconds.
Man United for the Europa League, and I want Chelsea to win the Champions League, but I think Man City will win it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be an all-conquering Manchester European year. So, yes, I think it will. So, whilst you're looking that up, then we'll stay in Europe in your battle around European football. Your ex-boss, and you haven't got a new permanent boss at the moment, but Jose Mourinho has got a new job. Well, we'll have a new job. Yeah.
Yes, we'll have a new job at the end of the season. When it starts next season with Roma, which no one saw coming.
No. Who is the current Roma manager, and does he know? Does he know that he's leaving a job? It's all very bizarre.
It's become more of a thing. I thought it was localised to Germany, announcing new managers before old managers departed, but it seems like it's becoming more pronounced. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd be interested to see. I wonder what Roma fans are thinking. Obviously, he did very well in his one stint in the Serie A with Inter.
Yeah.
He will be a success at some point. So he will eventually find his level and find if there is a match for Jose Mourinho and a club and success.
Yeah, agreed.
There will be a side which has maybe got a really good defence, or they don't have a brand of attacking, exciting football. They have, they've been defensive, and he finds a level in a league level. He can kind of tactically brute force his way to a title. I'm not sure this is it, but I think it's fun to see him in management and see what happens.
Yeah, do you think the Roma class has maybe, I'm going to say fallen giant, but is that because we hold them in high esteem because of more of the players they had in our generation in terms of the Tottis, the Batistutas, and we're sort of like, Roma are a good team, but are they really? I mean, they're 7th in Serie A. They are 9 points off 6th, which is the Europa League. 7th is the Europa Conference League, and they're 2 points above 8th. So, I mean, they're not brilliant at the moment.
No, but I think for Jose, one, it's in a lovely city. He loves, he's time in London, Rome, Madrid,
the Lowry Hotel in Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester. Yeah. It is a name. It's a name that everybody knows.
Yeah.
As well, I think that's part of it for him. He wouldn't have. I don't think he would have joined someone of a lower held in lower regard. But yeah, I don't see him challenging. I think he'll, a Europa League win or Champions League football and getting him back into that kind of maybe a few upsets in the league. But yeah, I'll watch it with an interested eye.
How do you think Chris Smalling and Henrik Mkhitaryan are feeling?
I imagine maybe Mkhitaryan worse than Smalling. I think didn't Smalling have it all right under Mourinho? I think
he played he did all right. Yeah, I don't think he had it. Mourinho kept on banging on about how he wanted a centre back to replace the centre backs he currently had.
Somewhat.
So
it's got to be funny being a footballer and a new manager comes in, and your heart drops, or you're excited about it. Yeah, it's I know. When in your own personal career, when you have just your job. You get a new manager. He's like, okay, here we go again. We've got to impress someone or do something. But it's even more pronounced and more visible to everybody else, isn't it? In the world
Definitely.
of professional footballers.
Definitely. I know you had lots of other European football.
Yeah. It's all coming to a head in the season. So one of you looked at interestingly, and I didn't know if anyone realised how badly Derby County were doing.
Do you know what? I didn't know until I got a text, in a group chat the other day to say, okay, Derby are currently getting relegated. I was like, what are they?
Derby were facing fellow. So his last game of the Championship season yesterday. Derby were facing Sheffield Wednesday, and also Rotherham were in the mix too. And two of the three were going to go down. And right up until the last minute, when Derby equalised, I think Cardiff took the lead at Rotherham, but Derby were going down, and Wayne Rooney's Derby, nonetheless, were going down. Did
he inherit a terrible Derby team like that, or has he? Because I know they weren't brilliant, which is why he got the job.
No, we
obviously.
went Lampard, Cocu, Rooney, didn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of managerial progression, I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you, but I found the interesting because you assume I associate Derby with kind of flirting with playoffs, ending a little bit shy of it, and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. Do you reckon we'll see Wayne Rooney progress in his managerial career? Will he stay there again? Will he just be a pundit for the Euros? What's he going to be doing?
I think he will keep the job unless they get rid of him. I think he'll be like most footballers and managers. That he'll have the pride that he doesn't want to. He'll say this. I inherited this bad situation, and I can prove to you to make it better. Will he do well in his
A lot of Willie's been mentioned here, Dave.
Yeah, sorry. He doesn't strike me as someone that'd be a brilliant top-level manager. So, I'm going to say no. He's not going to be a success.
Okay.
So, which is a shame, because I like Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. So in other leagues, we have the top of Turkish Super League. I looked interestedly at Besiktas, who are leading the way. But they lost yesterday to Galatasaray 3-1. So they're now 2 points ahead of Fenerbahce with 2 games remaining. It is. And
weren't Galatasaray still in the mix as well?
Galatasaray are third, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How would you think Mesut Ozil will be feeling if he moves to Fenerbahce and wins the league?
He'll be all right, won't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I think George's Kevin Nkudu was former Spurs winger, is at Besiktas, and so. There's ex-Arsenal and Spurs players set to win things. Obviously, Christian Eriksen's already won. Oliver Skipp on loan from Spurs has already won the Championship. But yeah, I'd like Besiktas to win it. I don't have a really preference, but they haven't won it in a few years, so it'd be nice to have a bit of a change around up there. We haven't had a change around in the Bundesliga. All wrapped up yesterday, but the interesting point there is Lewandowski.
Oh, love him! I love Big Bob. Give him a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, well, he will. He has one more goal to match Gerd Muller's record-breaking season. He has 2 goals to beat it, and if he scores 3, he'll have the best ratio in a single season modern football in history. He's currently on a goal every how many minutes?
I'll go with 99.
56.
What? A goal every 56 minutes?
Yeah. Messi's best ever is a goal every 58 minutes.
Whoa.
Wow. Indeed, yeah. He's got 2 games left to score 3 goals. Well, 2 goals for that. 1 goal to match record, 2 goals to beat it, 3 to just be the best ever, really.
Yeah, wow. Just coming back to, I've done a bit of research, going back to Wayne Rooney. He inherited Derby County when they sat bottom of the Championship. They had no wins in 7 and had just 1 win in 11 games, scoring only 5 goals. So technically he's improved them.
He's done a great job.
Yeah, technically he's done a great job. So well done, Wayne Rooney. He's going to have a great managerial career. I've always said it.
Yeah, he's on the up. The only other point was La Liga. I wanted to mention Barcelona, Atletico Madrid drew 0-0. Real Madrid can now go joint first. Well, probably second on goal difference. They play Sevilla, 4th place side, today. So all to look out for there.
Does the La Liga do goal difference? Does it head to head? Because Italy does head to head.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, Italy do your head to head results against the person you're level with, and then who scored the most goals in those games.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it could be very, very interesting indeed. Have you seen the highlights of Atletico Madrid Barcelona?
I have not.
No,
No.
not worth it. Terrible game.
Yep.
Atletico Madrid probably showed a bit more verve to try and win it, which was weird because they're better off with a draw. So, yeah, very strange. Very, very strange. Any other news from you, Josh?
No one other from me. Should we hit the quiz?
Let's hit the quiz then.
Ooh, la 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 la. It's quizzing time.
It's quizzing time.
This quiz is titled Finishes. Dave, what do you reckon it's going to be about?
Finnish strikers who have scored goals.
This is about Premier League goal scorers who are of Finnish nationality. So there are 10 Finnish players who have scored in the Premier League. A list of 1 to 10 there, and the clubs that they have scored goals for. So, yeah, how you feeling? First up, yeah?
I'm feeling all right, actually, I think. Maybe misplaced, but I think I'm feeling all right.
Okay, so first one on the list, we have a Chelsea. This is not it's not a list of who they've played for, it's only who they've scored for. So they may have played for someone else, but not scored for them, okay?
Okay.
So we have this player here who has scored for Chelsea and Birmingham City.
And I think also played for Crystal Palace, Mikhail Forsell.
So, correct. This player has scored for Liverpool.
Jari Litmanen.
That is number 6, but I'll take it as number 2.
Oh, okay.
So we'll hit the other one. Who is the other Finnish player to score for Liverpool?
We'll come back to that one. I think it's a defender, but we'll come back to that.
Okay. A Charlton Athletic goal scorer.
Jonathan Johansson.
Jonathan Johansson.
I used to love him. I used to absolutely love Jonathan Johansson.
Yeah, he scored some lovely goals. Good shot technique on him, actually.
He did.
Yeah. We've got a couple on the list. So, of Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Scorers. Number 4 and number 9 are both Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Finnish player that's played for Crystal Palace.
And scored.
For Crystal Palace. Weirdly, and this isn't this is definitely not an answer, my brain immediately went to Antilio Lombardi, which I know is Italian, so it's definitely not an answer.
Yes, very much, yeah.
A Finnish player that scored for Crystal Palace. I don't think they've got any currently in the team, so I'm going to get rid of that.
Oh, it's filtered. Current players.
We may have to come back to Crystal Palace because I've got nothing coming straight to mind. Crystal Palace.
Two.
I know, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. No, we'll come back to that.
Okay, all right. A Blackburn Rovers goal scorer.
Now, I think this could be the first one I get wrong and could only go down to a half. I'm going to go Egil Ostenstedt, but I think he's Norwegian, as I've said it.
Ostenstedt was Norwegian, I do believe as well, yeah.
Damn it. Finnish for Blackburn Rovers. It's much tougher than you think when you actually get into it. Because I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, I feel pretty confident about this. So
yeah, you aren't setting the world alight. You got 30% so far.
Yeah. No, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling.
Okay,
really am struggling.
Do you have any other Finnish players on your list which you haven't mentioned, which you're waiting to answer, or have you? No, all right then.
Yeah, Norwich City.
To number 7, Bolton Wanderers.
Bolton Wanderers. Now, Bolton Wanderers has to be. What the other thing is, I keep thinking of Icelandic players.
Ah, well, no. Are Iceland considered Scandinavia?
Yeah.
Oh, eh? Well, you seem very confident there, but that was far too confident.
Yeah, it's far too confident. Is it? You're the geography boy.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah, thank you. Can we go on to Norwich, please?
Yes. Who is your Norwich answer?
Timo Pukki.
Timo Pukki, correct. You actually only need one more correct answer to get 50%, which I think makes a mockery of a pass mark here, because you clearly, if this was actually an exam, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. It doesn't show that you know this. You just got lucky, I think, Dave.
The thing is, we said that you're allowed to set the pass mark.
I know.
You haven't said
I have not yet done that. So final number 10, Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, I really feel like I should know this. You can't have had that many Finnish players.
Just while Dave's thinking about that, I'm awaiting an answer on two, no, one Liverpool, two Crystal Palace, one Blackburn Rovers, one Bolton Wanderers, and the final Spurs player here. He's currently got right. Mikael Forsell for Chelsea and Birmingham, Jonathan Johansson for Charlton, Jari Lippmann for Liverpool, and Timo Pukki for Norwich.
Sami Hyypiä for Liverpool. I knew it was a defender.
Sami Hyypiä for Liverpool, correct. I thought you were kind of adding to the drama when you went, I think it's a defender. I was like, okay, yeah, say it then, Dave. Yes, Sami Hyypiä. So you've passed.
Good.
With falling colours. I'm not sure the opposite of flying colours.
What do I still need then? I need Crystal Palace, Blackburn.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What's
Bolton,
the name of the guy that does the belly flop celebration?
Oh, he's got it. Yeah.
Shefty Coochie.
Oh, he pulls it out of the bag.
Is that his? Yeah. Shefty Coochie.
Yeah. So you're just waiting on two Crystal Palace, a Bolton, and a Spurs.
I feel like Bolton is a. Bolton, I don't know. I don't have a clue about Bolton.
Okay, so Bolton is Mixu Patalainen.
I don't even remember who he is.
Okay. Crystal Palace, you got nothing? One was a winger, one was, I want to say, central midfielder.
I think it's the central midfielder I've got on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember how it is.
I remember really liking the winger on a version of Pro Evo. He just had some good dribbling abilities.
See,
I like it.
I don't think the winger's the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of someone that I think begins with an R. It's like Rahatali or something. Rihatali?
Yeah, I'll give you that, Dave. It's Aki Rihalati.
Yes, and then I'm done. I don't know Spurs. I don't know the other Crystal Palace one.
You'll know Spurs as soon as I say it. It is Timu Tainio.
Oh, God. Is he Finnish? Yeah, I didn't know that.
And Yunus Kolka is the Crystal Palace winger. No, you don't remember him?
No, don't remember.
Somehow managed to kind of get a 70% there, but I think we'll call it 50% really, because we'll call it a pass. Just general pass on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really know your Finnish players.
Well,
you do, but you don't.
Finnish. I think with Finnish, I was very much drawn towards the sort of older players. No, Jonathan Johansson, Jari Lippmann, Mikael Forsell.
Yeah, you basically just tried to block out Finnish players in more recent history.
Actually, is there Finnish players in the league at the moment? Known that obviously Timo Pukki is not currently in the Premier League.
To join the league? That is a good question, Dave. Ooh.
Is there any Finnish players in the league at the moment? There must be, but there doesn't have to be. But yeah,
it doesn't have to be.
So there goes my quiz back at you, Josh.
Well, I think, and we'll name a Finnish player in the league by the end of the.
Yeah, you can have a look at that. You can Google it if you want, because I don't know. So. Good quiz. All right, well, let's move on to the review, shall we? We'll start off the Jose Perez derby. Leicester City v Newcastle finished 4-2 to Newcastle. Newcastle were at 1 point 4-0 up. God, Newcastle are weird, aren't they? Yeah, but Leicester are bottle jobs, aren't they?
Oh, my goodness.
You said they might dirty the sheets last week. You said they've got it in them. So, yeah. 4-2... Joe Willock starts and still scores. Callum Wilson's back scoring goals.
He's probably scored more goals. He's probably, like, in the time he's been there, the duration, he's probably the highest scoring Arsenal player, I'd say.
Yeah, he probably is. He actually probably is. Yeah.
Which has got to be a bit bleak, doesn't it?
Leicester. What have they got? 4 games left, is it?
3 games left now.
3 games left.
United.
Today.
Chelsea.
Oh.
Spurs.
Oh.
I honestly think they're not going to make it.
You think they're going to completely bottom it?
It's going to be Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Man City in Champions League place.
Oh, poor West Ham. You don't think they can pull it out of the bag?
They stand a chance. I don't think Spurs can now. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I don't think they are going to be able to. So Jamie Vardy's got 13 goals, 9 assists this season, so 22 goal involvements, but only 7 of them have come in 2021. Okay. 2 v Newcastle, 2 v Sheffield United, 2 v West Brom, and 1 v Liverpool. He did the same thing last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was setting goal scoring light, second half of the season fades away. Is that, what do you reckon? age, his mentality? Thinks his job done? Is he fatiguing? What do you reckon?
I think it's age. I think it's got to be down to age. He's picked up quite a bigger injury than I think he's ever had before this season as well. I think we won't see Jamie Vardy leading the line next season. I think this is why they've bled Iheanacho in for the end of this bit of the season, and I think
I would see that they would buy. I can see them being a Tammy Abraham.
I can see that. I can see that. It's just whether Chelsea want to let him go, because I think Chelsea are going to let Giroud go. So, but yeah, Jamie Vardy's an interesting one. I think I would like to know how many points he's won, sort of thing. You know, with his goal contribution, like how many of his goals this season have mattered to Leicester in terms of points. On, so it's not just the third goal in a 3-1 win or things like that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
it could be.
I do like Iheanacho though. He was fun to watch when he was at City because he used to come on and just score. And it was when he joined Leicester. And it's like, was he actually only good in a good side? But it's very hard to just come in in a lesser side because there's Leicester and City, and you're making a new name for yourself and score goals. But it's nice to see him. He's scoring. Really, some of his finishes are really tidy.
I'll tell you what, his shot power is ridiculous. How hard he hits the ball, it's incredibly good. I feel like the problem with Iheanacho is that he's played his best in a not quite a 4-4-2, but with a partner up front, and that automatically takes away a position somewhere else. And I think that's why Leicester are struggling a bit. Whether it takes a man out of defence or midfield, they lose that compactness that I think has done them well, and they're going to have to change that system of being quite compact and hitting the counter attack to Vardy to now probably still hitting a counter attack, but a different tactical approach. And
can Iheanacho cause as much disruption to an opposition defence as Vardy would
exactly do? Exactly. But credit to Newcastle though. We shouldn't take anything away from Newcastle. It's a good result.
So at the other end, obviously, Newcastle striker had a good game. Callum Wilson. Is he making a claim to be in the now 26? We have Dominic Calvert-Lewin's dropped off. Danny Ings is injured.
I think. Excuse me, hang on a second. I think with it being extended to 26, I think it's between, if you're going to take another striker, it's Wilson or Bamford, and I think Southgate would go Bamford because he plays a little bit more like Kane. And that's the only reason I think Wilson might not go. I quite like Callum Wilson. He's a goal scorer. But Bamford's
it was a nice his second goal yesterday where he was Friday, wasn't it? He hit the post and jabbed it in. That was quite confident because that was not an easy finish. And left foot jabbed it home off the ground. So he's a good player. You're in trouble if he's leading the line for England.
Yeah. And I think
he might be able to come and do something. But
he reminds me of Danny Ings.
National football.
He reminds me of Danny Ings in that I think Callum Wilson could go and play for a bigger club, but I don't think it would work. Like when Danny Ings went to Liverpool, I know he got big injuries, but I still don't think it would have worked. He was never going to be their starting striker, and I think Callum Wilson's the same for a big club. And I feel like, I just don't like it. I wouldn't take Wilson or Bamford if it was me. I think I'd take Mason Greenwood, who I put in my original 23, but I'd then put Greenwood in as a striker and call up another winger. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, Newcastle pretty much, I think, mathematically safe now. Leicester. What are your thoughts? Do you think they're going to get top four or fade from existence?
I think last game of the season, Leicester win it and they nick top four. I think they might drop out and then they beat Spurs to jump back in and results go
have a little flip around on the last day.
So yeah.
All right, we'll go on to Spurs then. So the Danny Rose derby, Leeds v Spurs, and ended 3-1 Leeds.
Is he still a Spurs player, Danny Rose?
He is, yeah. He's just he's got a contract till the summer.
Just not registered in the squad, is he?
Wasn't registered there, so I don't know really what he's up to. Probably playing centre mid for the under 23s or something.
Just playing FIFA, probably.
Yeah. I'm amazed that this Spurs side have actually still been in the shout and actually still mathematically are in the shout of top four. It blows my mind really.
Yeah.
Because we've been pretty dire, but it shows that there's always going to be teams each year having poor seasons, and the top four is always a viable. You look back and you think, they've had a bad season. Like the last 3-4 seasons, they've had a bad one. If only we'd done this. And I know this season is a real hard one to take because it's been straight off the back of COVID. It's COVID, no fans. It's back-to-back seasons, well, very little pre-season, and so it's hard. I think probably a lot of fans are being overly critical of their players. They're probably really running on empty right now. But it really has just been a bleak season for Spurs.
Yeah,
it has been a bit of a glimmer of hope with Ryan Mason coming in, just freshening up. Bringing Dele Alli back into the side. I think it's done okay, and Bale, getting a hat trick week. But he's not. Mason's not been great. His substitutions have been downright awful.
You can't be happy with the whole Ndombele thing. What's happened there? What is it? Because he was such a Mourinho, he became a Mourinho favourite that now.
I'm not really sure why he's just fallen completely out of favour. It's just that game yesterday was screaming out for some control of midfield. We started with a front four and basically Son and Bale weren't tracking fullbacks, which they had overlapping fullbacks, which contributed to their goals.
Yeah.
And at half time, Gareth Bale needed to be hooked. I know he'd scored goals, but he needed to be hooked. We need to get some control of that midfield. Didn't happen. Didn't even bring him on. Brought on Lamela, who decided to do a Rabona crossfield pass in the 85th minute and he went out of play. No one called him out on it. It's just been. It showed yesterday what a well-drilled, well-managed side, Leeds, how well that can function against a Spurs side who's obviously not that organised as yet because it's a new young manager trying to implement his ideas. But I think he also showed his experience that he tried to play against Leeds without the midfield, which is not really going to happen.
And the players, do you feel like the players for Spurs maybe now like, let's just get to the end of the season, just get it done?
No, I think. Well, I mean, Leeds didn't really have anything to play. They had positions in the league to play for, which brings a little bit more money each position. We actually, if we won all our remaining games, we would have stood a good chance of getting top four. And there was none of that. We weren't matching Leeds for their desire. It was a bit pathetic, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think the big thing I took away from it was how bad Eric Dyer is. So, because I play centre back and I've played centre back for a good number of years, and when football comes back here, I will get back to playing. So when you pointed it out that he's been quite bad, I was like, well, I haven't really noticed it other than when he's actually messed up for a goal and it's part of the highlights. So I watched quite a lot of this game and I focused on Eric Dyer whenever he was in shot. He is dreadful. His positioning's off, his marking is off, his reaction to stuff is off. I don't know if he's got something else happening in his life, but he looks like he's incredibly distracted from football.
Well, it seems like he's never fully learned the role. It seems like he missed out on a childhood of learning how to play centre back or something. He decided to become a centre back later on, but he's learning every game. But like the first goal, you're at the front post, clear the ball, he let it just go across him. Yeah, left Reguilon with. I mean, probably could have done better and guided it out. I think like a Danny Rose in his pomp would have been able wouldn't have jabbed it right back into Lloris, but clear it. Yeah, he either doesn't make decisions or makes the wrong decision, which is a real horrible place to be. The
second goal for me, I think he's at fault with his tame header clearance at the beginning. He could have got a lot more behind that or put it wider. And then once Alioski runs down the left-hand side and gets to the byline, all he can do is cut it across. So Dyer just has to be looking out for any sort of danger. He's looking completely over the wrong shoulder and Bamford just runs in front of him and puts it in. And I'm like, that's terrible defending.
Yeah, he's got a lot of just comfortable attributes. He's got attributes which you think, okay, he's not exceptionally slow. He's a big guy. He can head the ball all right. He can pass the ball all right. But it's the kind of the unseen attributes which he's really weak on. But a lot of fans like him, I think, because he kind of somewhat bleeds Spurs. He's got a lot of. Seems like he's quite a character and quite determined. But no, not really.
Market for the centre back or Juan Foyth coming back off loan and slips into centre back. He's done well at Villarreal.
Yeah, he's done well. Played right back and centre back. I would probably sell Foyth. I'd sell Davinson Sanchez and I'd sell Eric Dyer.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah. And who would you try and target? What centre back do you think makes Spurs that organised?
I haven't got the name of the elite centre back because you need to sign two centre backs for that. I still would definitely sign Joachim Andersen from Lyon, who's on loan at Fulham, as a kind of the Toby Alderweireld replacement, but you will need that dominating beast of a centre back to play, and that's got to be our biggest transfer because we've got Lloris, who's saved us many a times in goal. We've got our front three who've saved us many a time. Our midfield could probably piece together and with confidence, but that central defence and fullbacks off it look shot as well. Like Reguilon started okay this season, but it's gone worse and worse. It doesn't help by playing a very deep brand of football when you're a progressive fullback. Aurier, again, they're both left isolated at a weekend, so it's hard. But I'm selling Aurier as well because.
Okay, so another question then. You're selling Aurier. Is Doherty coming in and he's just going to be a starting right back and you'll get you playing? Because that's now looking like a very weird signing, isn't it? The Doherty
one, yeah. That seems like I honestly, the cheapest option we can get for a homegrown right back, who isn't even a right back, is a right wing back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, it is a lot of change I think is needed at Spurs, but I don't think we'll see it. Personally, I think we'll see some of it and then you'll just be left ruining it again. Because sometimes it's not great to do all that turmoil and you change it all up, but sometimes the personality of the Spurs players looks awful. You need to bring in winners, and Mourinho tried to implement that winning mentality. Seems like Leeds had it. Seems like Bielsa's still that strong mentality with them. They looked just an all-round better outfit, and they've had a really good season. We spoke about last week. Do we think they expected more? I think they've done more than I expected, probably.
Yeah,
and they've done well.
So one last question for you then about Spurs while we're just on that game. Daniel Levy, he phones you. He gets your number. He somehow finds it. You're like, oh, who's this? You pick it up and he's like, right, Josh, I've listened to Football Talk, right? Mm-hmm. Who do you want me to chuck my money at as a manager? Give me one name and I'm going to see how much I can get him for. I'll negotiate it and I'll get us a good deal, but I'm going to get you that manager. Who is it?
Currently available?
Yeah, currently.
I couldn't get Nagelsmann.
You can't get Nagelsmann. Yeah, you can't get Nagelsmann. I'm going to get that manager as long as he hasn't just signed a new contract or a contract with another club.
Probably Conte.
Really? You would take Antonio? I did not expect that.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, do you know who the name we're linked with most highly at the moment?
Eddie Howe.
Yesterday. No, it's Simone Inzaghi is now the odds favourites, which seems like, I've read a little bit about him. Seems like he's a bit of Mourinho Mark II, deep defence, counter-attacking.
Yeah.
But it's done well. He's won a few bits with Lazio. But has also managed on a bit of a tighter budget, which reeks of Daniel Levy. But Conte. I think for me, he has that absolute drive and passion. And
did not expect that.
Yeah.
Did not. I thought it would have been. I thought you would have said Bielsa.
I take Bielsa. I mean, former Lazio manager Bielsa, who was there for 48 hours. Would never actually even arrived in Rome.
Yeah.
But I'd still take Ten Hag, to be honest with you.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that deal's dead because I think signing a new contract just reeks of wanting more compensation, really.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think the deal's dead. But let's move on to another manager, another club whose manager's going to be up in the summer. Maybe they'll be challenging us for managers. Crystal Palace, obviously with Hodgson set to depart versus Sheffield United.
Is that confirmed that he's leaving, or is it?
I think it's all but confirmed. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think he wants step away from football and have the embark on retirement. Really.
Yeah, one of numerous. I know you've gone through the list before of players and people and staff that are out of contract at that club, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Do you know? I read. Do you know who bookie favourite is for that current job?
Eddie Howe.
Sean Dyche.
What? Why would he leave Burnley to Crystal Palace?
Could you see Sean Dyche in the dugout at Crystal Palace?
I 100% could. Yeah, 100% could. Yeah, I just don't know.
I think maybe you'd grow. I think some people just need a change sometimes, and he's just kept it so consistent.
Is it a change if he brings Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes and so basically just brings Burnley down to London?
So obviously yesterday's match was the Eze performance, and my annoyance of this game was deflections. You either get a deflection, you don't get a deflection on it. You block it, so it never ends up with a goal, or you get out of the way, people, because Eze's pass and then Benteke's shot fully deflected after Eze's run, and then Eze's goal again deflected. It's like, no, we need to see the aesthetic beauty of these things. But Sean Dyche, Eberechi Eze, that's not a match made in heaven, is it?
It's really not.
That's actually the opposite of what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
We spoke a few weeks back of the only creative midfielder we could think of for Burnley have been Stefan Defoe in recent years. I know Dwight McNeil's been a little bit more creative, but that's very much an orthodox wide man. As someone who wants to cut inside and be through the middle of the pitch, it's not Sean Dyche.
No, That's the one thing that I don't want to happen in terms of Eze, or they sell Eze, get some money in to rebuild the team, and Sean Dyche comes in and then
The other option was the one you touted to Newcastle last week, Scott Parker.
Nah.
No, you don't see it? Okay.
No, I don't see it. Not as much as I see him at Newcastle. I could probably see him managing Crystal Palace, but I see Newcastle more. I think, yeah, I see Newcastle more. So,
but well done to Crystal Palace. I mean, Sheffield United again are at that point where let's just kill me now, and yeah.
I mean, whatever his face is in charge of Sheffield United, what's his name? Hutchinson? No, can't remember his temporary manager, but he is not doing himself any favours to get that job permanently. He's basically going, I don't want this. Let's just lose. Yeah. So too much. Put me back in the under-23s. Managing them.
Talking about a manager who's had a similar amount of time in charge, you have Thomas Tuchel, who is absolutely smashing it for Chelsea. He is just
love him. I love him. Love his press conferences. I love his tactics. Like, I love how he admits that they need luck to beat Man City. They got a lot of luck in this game and they needed it. And Alonso's goal was quite lucky. And, it was, really.
Well, I mean, this has got to be one of the best impacts of a manager mid-season ever in any league. I mean, it's emphatic. I mean, I wonder how Lampard's feeling looking on.
Well, he's probably feeling all right because he's got a big paycheck, I imagine. And
he's got, obviously, he's a Chelsea fan, because of all his time there. And great confidence boost for Chelsea, do you think? Beating City in quick succession, or do you think it's lulled them into a full sense of security?
Neither. I think both managers know that they both rotated so much that this has no bearing.
Well, they had a FA Cup semi-final. They won as well.
Yeah, I think that would give more of a morale boost. I would like to think that neither team is going to approach a Champions League final with complacency to say, well, we've beaten them before, we'll beat them again. I think it would be like, we've beaten them before, we can definitely do it again, sort of thing. Yeah. It's not going to be complacent, it'll be boost. But yeah, maybe a bit of a boost. But I don't think the league game has anything to ride on it because both teams have changed so much.
Okay. Little mention for Sergio Aguero. Had a shocking game overall, and the penalty was we topped it off, really, didn't it?
Yeah. And apparently it's now come out that he tries them in training and they've never gone in. A Panenka, have you seen that article? He's never scored one in training either, a Panenka penalty. So, yeah, ridiculous. He had a bad game. I don't agree with the fact he's apologised on social media. I think he's just taking a penalty. He's not
come out and say that. He's got a lot of credit in the bank there. He does not need to be saying anything.
I think maybe it was, they have they say agents take over the players' social medias.
Yeah, it's very rarely.
This might be actually the one thing Aguero's actually done on his own post because he felt so bad about missing it, sort of thing.
I suppose, there is obviously the fact that he could have won the title off back of it. If it was just a normal game mid-season, I don't think he would have apologised for it. Maybe because it was to win the title, wrap up the title. I don't think there's still any doubt about it. But hey, that would be a hell of a come down from Aguero to him actually, his penalty being a turning point in that.
Yeah.
Alonso, he does love a goal, doesn't he? He's a good emergency striker. Can you think of many other better kind of emergency forwards? That he's a false three, basically, isn't he?
False three. Fellaini was always very good at United as a emergency last minute header.
I suppose you put the Czech Fellaini into that, Souček as well.
Souček.
Antonio's actually become a striker.
That's very true. Yeah, Antonio's become a striker from it. So. Yeah, no, he props up in the right places, doesn't he, Alonso, for last-minute goals? And normally, though, his last-minute goals are generally thronkers from somewhere.
Yes, I'd agree. This was a Panenka.
Right-footed. At first, I thought he had kicked it, because the way it looped, I thought he'd kicked it into Hudson-Odoi.
I thought it's definitely taken some touches there, yeah.
But, but he got the goal. I guess the only other thing about this game was Zuma. He won an absolute fantastic tackle on Sterling when he reached around him and got the ball.
Yeah, like at the 80th minute mark. Yeah. And the 87th minute mark, he went, not going to go with my feet, I'm going to go with knees. Just going to keep kneeing. I've done it before, as a kid, you're kneeing someone behind you. And it's like, just kind of almost pushing his legs forwards for him. It was like, that's like four fouls in one.
Yeah. How was that not a penalty?
Don't know.
No, you agree with Pep when saying it should have been?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think so. I think so too. Oh, we did actually. I forgot. I wanted to quickly back to the Spurs game. How is that goal disallowed for Harry Kane?
Right. I've actually stopped caring about. Otherwise,
Okay.
it would set me absolutely crazy.
All right.
Because it's just it's onside. It's not offside. It's too close to call. It's just no one. Right, you make that decision and you call it onside. No one argues about that.
Now
you make that decision and call it offside. Everybody argues about that.
Have they pulled that back to match the on-field decision because the linesman's put his flag up?
Yes, that's how
now,
I think
shouldn't that happen in the same case if the linesman doesn't put his flag up and it's that close? Yes, but it doesn't. It's always brought back and cancelled out.
I don't really understand this holding off of a flag at the moment because obviously in the City game we had Timo Werner went through, round the keeper, put it in, then they put the flag up.
Yeah.
Why? Why not put the flag up at that point? If you put it up at the end of it, you haven't waited for VAR to confirm your decision. If you know it, why are they holding off?
Yeah, I don't know. The most one that annoyed me the most, again, in the Spurs game was when Harry Kane was about 10 yards offside and then went round the goalkeeper, put it in, and Dallas tried a bicycle clearance off the line. Could have really hurt himself if he had got caught in the net or pulled a muscle or something like that. I don't get it. We'll have a big... In the summer, before the Euros or after the Euros in the summer, we're going to have a big what do we want to improve in football for next season? And VAR will probably cover most of the top 5.
Probably be there.
But yeah.
Final match of the day, yesterday then, Liverpool v Southampton, 2-0 Liverpool. Southampton, probably the worst form team in the league.
Yeah, I love your comment here as well. Derby, take your pick. Take your pick for the Derby name.
Good one. I mean, it's there's a lot. I mean, Mane scored, for goodness sake. He is part of that. That flow. I've not really got much to say on this match, really. Liverpool getting a win. Still wasn't vintage Liverpool by any means.
No, Alisson is... If I was a Liverpool fan, Alisson would be concerning me a bit now. He's had quite a number of brain farts towards the end of this season. Another one where he passed it straight to Che Adams, who should have lobbed him, but he just hit it straight at him. He comes rushing out for things when it's not ultimately necessary. I think if I could pick one player that's been affected most by Van Dijk not being there, I'd probably pick Alisson rather than one of the centre-backs that's come in to replace Van Dijk. I feel like Alisson has really struggled without having the commanding Van Dijk there.
I think he's overthinking things, trying to do too much things. No, I can keep this calm, but yeah, I agree. He has shown to be a bit shonky, which it's when players go on those runs of form, isn't it? And you go, they will show their true colours at some point. They can't keep that level up forever and a day.
No, exactly.
We have a number of games today, though.
We do.
So your thoughts? Wolves v Brighton.
Whenever I pick Brighton to lose, they win. Wolves 1-0 win.
Okay. Aston Villa, Man United.
Man United. Man United 2-1, 3-2. It'll be a good game, I think. Okay. Better be. I'm watching.
West Ham, Everton. Everton in very poor form. West Ham needing to get into the top 4, wanting to get into top 4, shall I say?
Score draw.
Arsenal v West Brom. West Brom probably
down and out.
Hoping of something.
Yeah. Arsenal at home can't really score goals. It will either be 1-0
Arsenal. The big Sam loves this kind of matchup, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it'll be 1-0 Arsenal or 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on Monday night we have Fulham v Burnley.
I don't care.
Fulham have to win every game, don't they, now?
Burnley 2-1.
Burnley 2-1?
Yeah.
I think it's all over Fulham.
If you were, Spurs aren't involved in that, so what would be your pick of those games left?
Is it my results? Or?
No, what do you think will be the best game? It could be a 0-0, but it could be the best game.
I think West Ham Everton will be a good match.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I think West Ham have scored goals. Everton can score goals. And I think that'd be a good matchup, yeah.
Nice. All right. Reviews and previews done. I got a wiki file for you. Hey! Right. Josh has sent me a wiki file. I'm not looking forward to this. I've had a quick flick through it. Yeah. Right. Youth career. 2004 to 2006. PSG. Paris Saint-Germain. In 2004, he also played for the PSG B team up until 2009, making 50 appearances, scoring 1 goal. But in 2006 to 2009, he actually played for the PSG first team. 13 appearances, 0 goals. I'm just wondering if Josh is very quickly checking the Kana rule here. It must.
Oh
be,
no, he's
it's okay.
easy for the Kana rule.
2007 to 2008, he went on loan to Amiens on loan. 23 appearances, 1 goal. He also went on loan in 2009 to West Brom. 6 appearances, 0 goals. He got a permanent move to West Brom in 2009 to 2015, so 6 years, 6 seasons, 191 appearances, 15 goals. Racking up the appearances but not many goals, stinks of defender at the moment. 2015 to 2017, Norwich City, 20 appearances, 0 goals. 2017 to 2018, Kilmarnock, 18 appearances, 1 goal. That got him a big move in Scotland to Celtic. In 2018-2019, 1 appearance, no goals, before moving back to Kilmarnock on loan in 2019. 7 appearances, 1 goals, and then moved back permanently to Kilmarnock 2020 until the present day, where he's still playing. 16 appearances, 0 goals. I have literally nothing coming into my head.
Nothing.
He must. I mean, I'm thinking French because he starts in PSG. And then I thought Bruno and Gotti, but I don't. He's not still playing. He's definitely retired.
And he had a Bolton pass.
Bolton. West Brom I'm going defender. I'm going probably centre back, maybe a defensive fullback, and a Frenchman that played for West Brom. What era of West Brom was that? 2009-2015. So Premier League of that. Great Escape under Brian Robson.
No, I think you're later than that.
Later than that. So Tony Mowbray, are we talking?
So he's had kind of Pepe Mel being his manager.
Oh, God. And Norwich, 20 appearances over 2 seasons. That stinks of actually, a lot of this stinks of injuries after that.
Steve Clark as well was managing him.
Oh, he's got to be French. He's got to be French to come from the PSG.
Di Matteo, Appleton, Hodgson.
Oh, man. You might have me here, Josh. You might have me. I'm going to go international stats.
Lukaku days as well, actually.
International stats, please.
International stats. France under 20s, 1 appearance. France under 21s, 2 appearances. 2008 to present, Dr. Congo, 45 appearances, 1 goal.
Oh.
Wait, no, it's not Dr. Congo, people. It's Democratic Republic of Congo.
A Democratic Republic of Congo player. It's got to be a centre back. Has it? And now I'm trying to think of Norwich.
Do you want a position as well?
Yeah, I'm going to have to take position as well.
Defensive midfielder.
Oh my word. I've got a name on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. I think I'm going to have to pass. Oh, come on.
I'll give you 5 more seconds, Dave.
No, give me a little bit longer. Fill the air for 30 seconds.
Well, he was born in Kinshasa, Zaire, which is obviously now known as Congo.
Yeah.
He's also a Muslim, which is mildly interesting.
Oh.
Dave, your time is up.
Yeah, and you're going to say it, and I'm going to be like, of course it's him, because I've got
Partnered Claudio Jacob in midfield, broke things up, moved things on nicely, is Yusuf Malumbu.
Yusuf Malumbu. Oh my God, it was so on the tip of my tongue. That is so annoying. So annoying. Oh, man. Because he had a really, really good season for West Brom.
He did. He was like, finally, I think remember West Brom saying, finally, we've got someone who can actually defend in our midfield. We're not just porous. And he did well. And
what happened, if you've got his Wikipedia page open or anything like that, what happened for that Celtic season?
So Celtic, he signed a 2-year deal with Celtic. Malumbu was loaned back. So on 31st of August, he was signed a 2-year deal with Celtic. Malumbu was loaned back to Kilmarnock on 31st of January 19. No, he just says he was just contract terminated. Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Any personal facts other than the ones you gave me?
No, I've already read those bad boys out. There's nothing else to add.
Wow. Well,
apart from he has not been Wikifiled. He has been. He's not been able to be guessed.
He's not been able to be guessed. Next season, Josh. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep a tally of Wikifile scores when we do it. I say next season. We'll decide when, technically on podcast terms, when this season finishes and then next season starts. And we are going to do 3 points for the first guess answer, 2 points for one clue, 1 point for one clue, 0 points if you don't get it with any of those clues. We're going to keep a tally. Come the end of the season, we'll have a Wikifile champion every season.
That sounds like a very good idea. We can retrospectively look at how people have done in terms of make sure we also need to list of who has been a Wikifile rather than accidentally regurgitating as well. Yeah.
We do. So how far do you think we can get through it in terms of rough number of players that fit Rideout and Kana rule?
It would be nice to be able to have a list of players, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to have a full spreadsheet list of players and filter off on that list and work out who
eligible players are.
Eligibility.
And I guess I'm going to put a question out there to the listeners to say, get in touch with us if you think any other rules should be added in. Obviously, Lorik and Lakana rule and the Rideout rule came organically through.
That's quite early days when we realised, this is difficult.
yeah, exactly. So let us know.
I mean, I'm almost tempted to reduce, because the Kana rule's the one that's been broken most. I'm almost tempted to ease the restrictions on that, but.
Oh, see,
this guy had like 200 appearances. Dave didn't get him, so he's probably wanting to increase it.
Mine would be ease the Rideout rule. Go back a couple more years rather than.
No, it's disgusting.
Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Well,
not a fan. Well, that brings an end to this week's podcast. So thank you for listening, everyone. If you've been live on YouTube, thank you for your questions you've put forward. Sorry, didn't have a chance to answer them. But if you want to get hold of us for next week, you can find us on Twitter @FootballTalk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
I guess it this time. Well done. Thank you, everybody.